In the final months of 2022, the global football world witnessed a turn of events so unexpected that few could have imagined it. Cristiano Ronaldo, a living icon of modern football, five-time Ballon d'Or winner, and the man who conquered every grand stage across Europe, stunned the world when he signed a contract with Al Nassr, a club nestled deep in the heart of the Middle Eastern desert. The announcement sent shockwaves throughout the globe. Millions of fans were left in disbelief, while countless others couldn't stop asking the same question. Why would a player who once lit up Old Trafford, made history at Santiago Bernabeu, and left his mark at Juventus Stadium, all legendary arenas where the lights never dim and the crowds never quiet, choose to move to a league still relatively unfamiliar to much of the world, a place that has never been considered a focal point of elite football? But to Cristiano Ronaldo, this wasn't a step backward, and certainly not a quiet farewell to the spotlight. He didn't come here for the numbers on a contract or the comfort of a luxurious retirement. For Ronaldo, this was a new beginning, a bold new chapter in a story he's been writing with sweat, sacrifice, and an unshakable will. The glories of the past no longer define who he is, because now he's become a guiding light, leading an entire football culture toward a future they had never dared to dream of before. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to subscribe for more. The storm before the dawn, Manchester United and the final fracture. After 3 seasons with Juventus, where he continued to score relentlessly and prove his enduring excellence, Cristiano Ronaldo made an emotional return to Manchester United in August 2021, a reunion millions of fans had dreamed about for years. It was a homecoming of sorts, the return of a legend to the club where his rise to stardom began, the very stage where he helped craft some of the most glorious chapters in Manchester United's history under Sir Alex Ferguson. Many believe Ronaldo would be the missing piece, the spark to reignite the club's former glory. But reality had different plans. The 2021-2022 season saw Ronaldo play with his signature intensity, hunger, and drive. He scored 24 goals across all competitions, ending the season as the team's top scorer. Yet, despite his individual brilliance, it wasn't enough to save a squad that had clearly lost its direction. Manchester United finished the season outside the Premier League's top 4, missing out on a Champions League berth. Behind the scenes, fractures began to form and spread. While Ronaldo remained the relentless competitor he had always been, the club's tactics and coaching philosophy seemed to leave little room for his style of play. Critics began labeling him outdated, arguing that he no longer fit the mold of modern football. From an untouchable icon, he slowly became a lightning rod for doubt and criticism. Tensions peaked under manager Erik ten Hag, who often relegated Ronaldo to the bench, even during matches when the team underperformed. There were games where he wasn't brought on at all, and each of those moments deepened the growing rift between him and the club that had once felt like home. A place that had nurtured his dreams now made him feel like a stranger, no longer heard, no longer trusted, met only with silence and distance. Then came November 2022. In a fiery, headline-grabbing interview with journalist Piers Morgan, Ronaldo laid it all bare: years of frustration, disappointment, and pain. He openly criticized Manchester United's leadership, condemning the lack of vision and the way he had been treated behind closed doors. He spoke candidly about feeling betrayed and, in a statement that quickly made headlines worldwide, declared that if there was no longer respect for him, then there was no reason for him to stay. Just days after the interview aired, Manchester United announced that they had officially terminated Ronaldo's contract. The decision came just before the kickoff of the 2022 World Cup, making him a free agent at one of the most uncertain moments of his career. At 37, with a decorated legacy behind him and a cloud of uncertainty ahead, many began to believe that this could be the final chapter of a remarkable journey. A once unstoppable scoring machine suddenly found himself without a club. And in that moment, it felt like the world had turned its back on a man who once stood atop it. But Cristiano Ronaldo has never been the type to surrender to fate. He wasn't born to bow out quietly, nor was he built to step aside just because others thought his time had passed. He wasn't programmed to walk away just because a door closed in front of him. Even in what seemed like his darkest hour, Ronaldo held onto the one thing no one could take from him: the fire still burning inside. Because for Ronaldo, this journey was never just about goals and silverware. It's always been about proving something, not to the world, but to himself. His entire career has been a declaration that passion, ambition, and an unbreakable will can carry a person beyond every limit the world tries to impose on them. A historic deal with Al Nassr. On December 30th, 2022, the world of football once again erupted over shocking global news. Cristiano Ronaldo had officially signed with Al Nassr, one of the top clubs in Saudi Arabia. This wasn't just another media frenzy. It was a truly historic moment. With a reported annual salary of $200 million, the deal made Ronaldo the highest-paid footballer of all time. That staggering figure stunned the world and instantly sparked a wave of debate among pundits, fans, and skeptics alike. The media exploded with questions, hot takes, and endless public discussion. Many were quick to label him past his prime, suggesting this was a final cash grab before retirement. Others mocked the move, claiming he chose Saudi Arabia simply because the spotlight in European football had dimmed. But amidst all the noise, Ronaldo stepped onto the stage for a packed press conference filled with reporters and flashing cameras. Wearing his new kit, he didn't flinch at tough questions. He didn't shy away from headlines. He looked straight ahead with unwavering conviction and delivered a message that was clear, powerful, and deeply inspiring. He made it clear he wasn't here for the money. He was here to inspire, to help transform an entire football culture, to write the next chapter in the journey of a poor kid from Madeira who once dreamed of playing at the highest level. For Ronaldo, this wasn't just a contract. It was a statement. Even at 37, the fire to compete, to push boundaries, and to leave his mark in uncharted territory still burned as fiercely as ever. His decision to join Al Nassr wasn't just about his personal career. It was bigger than that. By choosing to play in Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo wasn't closing the book on his career. He was expanding it. He was opening a new door, not just for himself, but for an entire region that had long existed on the fringes of global football. Adjusting to a new life in Riyadh. Adapting to life in Riyadh brought challenges unlike anything Cristiano Ronaldo had ever faced in his illustrious career. From the vibrant and familiar cities of Madrid, Manchester, and Turin, he and his family were now adjusting to the rhythm of life in the Saudi capital, a place defined by scorching heat, rich traditions, and a football scene still emerging on the world stage. This wasn't just a geographical move. It was a shift in mindset, in daily routine, and in the role Ronaldo now carried. He was no longer just a footballer. He had become a living cultural icon. His family quickly settled into a luxury neighborhood with top-tier security, where privacy was a top priority, a necessity given the constant media spotlight. Georgina Rodriguez, his longtime partner, along with their children, immediately became a focal point for local press and fans. But they weren't simply a famous European family moving to the Middle East. In Riyadh, they quickly evolved into symbols, a bridge between global modernity and the timeless traditions of the region. Whether it was Georgina attending major cultural events or walking the kids to school along palm-lined streets, their presence captured attention online, with every moment going viral across social media. For Ronaldo, adjusting wasn't just about personal life. The bigger test was blending into a completely new football environment, a league he had never played in, a locker room filled with new faces, and a football culture still learning to dream big while watching his every move with hopeful eyes. He didn't come here to break more personal records or add glitter to an already golden resume. In Riyadh, he became the spark, the trailblazer leading Saudi football's transformation. Every sprint he made, every goal he scored, every word he spoke at press conferences carried with it the dreams of millions who looked to him as the guiding light toward a new future. Riyadh was unlike any place he had ever played, and that was exactly why it gave Ronaldo a rare opportunity, not just to adapt, but to redefine himself. No longer just a superstar basking in the lights of Europe's biggest stadiums, he was now the torchbearer, strong, determined. An inspiring debut. On January 22nd, 2023, Cristiano Ronaldo officially made his debut for Al Nassr, marking a moment the entire world had been anticipating for weeks. While he didn't score in that first game, his very presence was enough to electrify the atmosphere at King Saud Stadium. Every eye was glued to him, each stride, every touch, every familiar gesture. The spotlight never left him, not for a second. The stadium lit up, not just from the thousands of phone flashes, but from the pure excitement of tens of thousands of fans witnessing history unfold before their very eyes. This wasn't just a football match. It was a statement, a bold declaration that Ronaldo had truly entered the next chapter of his legendary career. And it didn't take long for him to prove it. Just days later, in a match against Al Adala, Ronaldo exploded onto the global stage with a performance that silenced every doubt. He scored 4 goals in a single match, a spectacular poker of precision and power, as if to remind the world that no matter the jersey or the league, he remained one of the deadliest forwards in modern football. In the months that followed, Ronaldo focused on more than just scoring. He became the heartbeat of the team, creating chances, lifting the squad's morale, and inspiring those around him at a club that had never been considered a peer to the giants of world football. He was involved in every attack, netting crucial goals, and serving as the centerpiece of a manager's tactical plans. Under his leadership, Al Nassr quickly rose to become one of the strongest contenders for the Saudi Pro League title. From a European superstar to a true global icon, Ronaldo transcended football's traditional boundaries. He didn't need tabloid headlines or media fanfare to validate his greatness. His performances spoke for themselves. He played with the same passion, drive, and spirit as if age had never touched him. The Ronaldo effect. Saudi Arabian football enters a new era. The impact Cristiano Ronaldo had on Saudi Arabian football went far beyond the pitch. From the moment he landed in Riyadh and pulled on that signature yellow Al Nassr jersey, global attention exploded. Within just weeks, the club's Instagram account skyrocketed from 800,000 followers to over 18 million. A jaw-dropping leap no one could have predicted. This wasn't just a stat. It was living proof of what happens when one of the world's biggest sports icons steps into uncharted territory. And the ripple effect didn't stop with social media. Jersey sales with his name on the back shattered every previous record in the club's history. Shops across Riyadh struggled to keep up with demand, rushing to restock almost daily as fans, both local and international, scrambled to own a piece of history. Around King Saud Stadium, fans of all ages and backgrounds proudly wore the number 7, turning the streets into a sea of yellow and blue. Just a year earlier, such a sight would have been unimaginable. Ronaldo's presence also sparked a wave of sponsorship and investment pouring into the Saudi Pro League. Brands that had previously ignored the market were now lining up to get involved. Promotional campaigns, strategic partnerships, and major sponsorship deals began rolling out at lightning speed, transforming the league from a regional competition into a serious global talking point. What was once considered a peripheral league had become the center of attention in sports and entertainment boardrooms across the globe. But perhaps the most groundbreaking development came in the months that followed, as a flood of world-class players began following Ronaldo's path to Saudi Arabia. Karim Benzema, Sadio Mane, Neymar, N'Golo Kante, Riyad Mahrez, Roberto Firmino, household names who once dominated European football, were now choosing the Middle East as their next chapter. What once seemed impossible, even laughable, was now happening right in front of our eyes. Bold, vibrant, and extraordinary. There's no longer any doubt. Cristiano Ronaldo did what few ever dared to imagine. He didn't just ignite the passion of a new generation of players in the region. He laid the first stone in a sweeping transformation of how the world sees Middle Eastern football. Pressure always walks with greatness. No journey is ever without hardship, not even for a legend like Cristiano Ronaldo. Life in Saudi Arabia, despite being filled with bright lights and new hopes, came hand in hand with pressure, clashes, and no shortage of emotionally charged moments. On the pitch, Ronaldo remained every bit the warrior he's always been, a competitor built to win, wired to reject failure. But that fire inside him sometimes flared when things didn't go as planned. When the team lost, or when referees made controversial calls, his frustration showed. He slammed his hands on the turf, shouted in anger, and even threw his captain's armband to the ground. Raw displays of emotion impossible to miss. Those outbursts quickly went viral, spreading across social media and making headlines worldwide. Some people understood. They saw a man whose passion for the game had never burned out. But others were quick to criticize, saying Ronaldo couldn't accept reality, that his emotions were starting to overshadow his leadership. In Saudi Arabia, public opinion began to split. Some adored him unconditionally, defending him no matter what happened on the field. To them, he was more than just a player. He was a beacon, a symbol who helped elevate their nation's football to an entirely new level. But others began to question whether the massive investment in him was truly worth it, especially when Al Nassr fell short of lofty expectations. Doubt began to creep in. The question loomed: could Ronaldo really handle the weight of expectations in a brand new environment where pressure was constantly at a boiling point? Yet through all the noise, he never backed down. The criticism didn't shake his focus. He kept scoring goals, kept playing like every game was a final. He remained one of the league's top scorers, a relentless force pushing his team forward with an unshakable will to win. And it wasn't just Al Nassr that leaned on him. Ronaldo became a pillar for the entire Saudi Pro League. Life off the pitch. When the stadium lights dim and the applause fades away, Cristiano Ronaldo steps into a role he values just as much as any trophy. A devoted father, a loving partner, and an inspiration to millions of fans around the world. His life in Riyadh isn't just about training sessions and big games. It's also about building a home, a real one, in the heart of the Middle East, where even the most ordinary moments have the power to inspire those watching from afar. On social media, fans often catch glimpses of Ronaldo playing in the yard with his kids, sharing cozy dinners with his family, or enjoying quiet moments with Georgina Rodriguez, the woman who's been by his side through all. Whether she's lighting up grand event across the Gulf or simply walking the kids through the streets of Riyadh, Georgina is more than his life partner. She's his anchor, the calm that helps Ronaldo stay grounded between the spotlight and the simplicity of everyday life. Together, they become more than just a famous couple. They've become a symbol, a blend of refined elegance and down-to-earth authenticity. But Ronaldo's impact goes far beyond family and football. He continues to use his platform to give back in meaningful ways. He takes part in charity work, especially programs aimed at supporting underprivileged children and teens. He visits hospitals, meets with young fans, signs jerseys, and listens to real-life stories. Moments that offer hope to kids who see in him a reason to keep dreaming, to keep going, even when life gets hard. To them, Ronaldo is proof that the impossible can be reached, that passion and perseverance can take you farther than you ever imagined. With every smile he brings, Ronaldo shows the world he doesn't play just for fame or fortune. He plays for something deeper. He plays for the little sparks of hope burning in the hearts of kids across this land. The ones who see not just a superstar, but a reason to believe, to strive, and to look toward a brighter future. Cristiano Ronaldo's extraordinary achievements with Al Nassr as of March 2025. In just over a season and a half, Cristiano Ronaldo has shattered every expectation since joining Al Nassr. While some initially doubted his decision to move to the Middle East, he quickly silenced all criticism by netting over 60 goals. A staggering achievement for any player, let alone someone at an age when most of his peers have already faded from the spotlight. For Ronaldo, age has never been a limit. He didn't just keep playing and scoring. He rose to become a true leader, a living inspiration, and the embodiment of a champion's mentality. Under his guidance, Al Nassr made a historic leap in continental competition, reaching the semi-finals of the AFC Champions League, a milestone for both the club and Saudi Arabian football as a whole. That same relentless fighting spirit also helped Al Nassr secure their first ever title in the Arab Club Champions Cup in 2023. a powerful moment that signaled the club's dramatic rise in the regional football landscape. But Ronaldo's impact hasn't just been about trophies or goals. He's been named Player of the Month multiple times, celebrated not only for his world-class skills and unmatched intensity, but also for the way he elevates his teammates and inspires fans everywhere. On the pitch, Ronaldo is the driving force, the one rallying his team forward, playing with the passion and energy of someone making their professional debut. Off the field, he's raised the bar for professionalism, helping to instill a culture of excellence and winning that previously hadn't been fully established in this football environment. Shortly after signing with Al Nassr, Ronaldo made a bold, now famous declaration. He didn't come here to retire. He came to fight, to inspire, and to change history. And he's done exactly that. Not through noise or theatrics, but through action, heart, and an undying fire that refuses to go out. Day by day, he's redefining his legacy in a completely new way. Cristiano Ronaldo was once the ultimate symbol of European football, but now he represents something even greater, a broader vision, a global mission. He was the first to step out of the comfort zone built on accolades and legendary status, choosing to enter a space where few believed greatness could flourish. And through that bold move, he's paved the way for the powerful rise of a new footballing frontier, one where dreams are no longer constrained by geography or outdated narratives.